told the wife we had an intruder in the house. She was a little panicked at first, and then once she saw what I was talking about, she was not amused. There are plenty of YouTube channels with great modelers who have great production skills. This is not one of them. Welcome to Cable's Creations. Well, hello, glue sniffers, paint huffers, and other people of the plastic. I am back at Yankee Station and gonna pick up with the Devil 505. Just a little bit of sanding, probably get into primer on or at least a spot priming on the fuselage and also where I replaced a panel, and then rescribing some areas that got messed up with sanding, and hopefully get a little further on construction this week, and maybe, just maybe, getting into some paint. Well, wasn't too totally happy with everything regarding that that one replacement panel, so I used some Mr. White putty. So gonna sand that down, and then gonna start doing spot primering over that and the main seams. All right, so where I left off, I had put just a little bit of white putty down and got that sanded off, and also glued these flaps together to get things ready for painting. Basically paint the underside gray. Just that's the way the paint scheme seems to be, is an all over gray. And so have these guys ready, paint them gray on the bottom, and then add them after you get everything else painted. Just makes it for simpler masking. Well, did some spot priming on the top, and for one thing, I think my styling res is going bad because it's getting some clumps in the paint itself. And right there is where my newly constructed panel is. It needs just a little more work, but or just a little bit more in the way of sanding, but I'm pretty happy with the way it's gone so far, so just a little bit more work there. Also, while that was drying, I started doing some masking for the canopy, and around here somewhere, the windscreen. Still need to get some get the masking done on that so that I can put that on and just use that as masking from here on out. I'm trying something new here. I couldn't make it work that well on the canopy, but it did work on the windscreen. I used this aluminum sheet that actually, I usually use it for bare metal foil, but I had seen it listed as masking foil, so that's what I did with this. It actually went down fairly well. Does seem to cut a little bit crisper and easier than the Tamiya tape, but I'll be interested to see how it works out, and that'll be an interesting comparison when I have them side by side. May end up using this more in the future. Just I'll wait and see what the results are like. Also, sanded that back a little more and gave it another shot of primer. That's looking somewhat better. Not sure that I really like it, but that one piece in the center is popping out like a sore thumb, just with that lighting like that. Well, looks like maybe just a bit more work on that. I'm gonna work with that until I reach the FIP, and it may be that I always just display it where you can only see that side and not really see that side. I got some panel lines rescribed. They're there, and got some Mr. Surf 500 on there to hopefully smooth out things a little bit. Got a little fingerprint in there, but I was going to be sanding that anyway, so didn't really watch over it too much. Also got some more white painted into those things. Looks like it's going to need another coat, but get some white into those wheel wells. And I also got some more small parts assembled and on sticks, and gonna get those painted tomorrow. Some of those, a lot of those parts go into the canopy on there, and also some of the other parts that have to do with the radar that are gonna go right onto there. Probably not gonna be able to see those once I get the nose on, but looks like some of those are going to be involved in getting other parts of the nose to stay in place. I've got a new coat of Mr. Surf 500 on here. Looks like I may need to put another coat on to try to get it a bit smoother before I try to sand it. And really that didn't go down that well. So maybe just a real thin coat of some Mr. White Putty might be a little better use. Also got some other parts pre-painted and ready for assembly. So a lot of them are going to go into the nose. Not really sure how much they'll be seen, but it might help add a little bit of weight, make it less likely to be a tail sitter, although I'm going to put some weight into the nose along the way. And I got some more painted parts there. Also, it seems like some of those parts are going to be involved in holding pieces in place. Okay, I actually got the wings on. And gonna let that set up. A little later, gonna get some of the black on those other parts and start adding them to the canopy. I still need to do a little more with this new panel. I think I think maybe a thinned out coat of some putty. Wife had just opened the garage door for a bit and it got colder, so I'm gonna go in for a little bit, try to warm up, because my hands are getting too cold to do much. Well, made some progress. Got the wings on, got the top panel sanded down good and rescribed. Still having issues with creating that new panel. Somehow I just know once I get the model complete, I'm going to find that panel, just the way it goes. Maybe even 2-3 products down the projects down the line, I'll get it done, or find that panel. But making a little bit of progress, and starting to think, you know, if I can get that one finished in a reasonable time, might just start up another Vietnam airplane. I know I've got a Robin Olds F4 and also have an A-37 Dragonfly that I could do, but we'll just see how time works out. So until next time, showing you mine to hopefully make you feel better about yours.